Hello everyone, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my heavy bowgun build. It's pretty easy to get together. It's, as you could see, there's not much to it really. Some pretty early game to mid game stuff to acquire. The hardest thing to get would probably be the Rakna stuff. So for the weapon, this is the Golem Cannon Plus. This is Garen Golem's heavy bowgun. We want this one specifically because it is really good for spread shot and shrapnel shot. For the helmet, we have the Rakna Helm X. This is mostly for the spread up and the reload speed, and I believe the tune up. Yes, it looks to be that way. For the Rakna Male X, this also gives us spread up, reload +2, and 1 into spare shot. We're mostly doing this for the spread shot, but the spare shot and reload speed, as well as the tune up and max reload speed from the helmet, is very nice to have. The Golem Cannon has the shield on it, so of course we're going to go for the Squire's Braces. This is for guard up max. This is mostly so This is mostly so when we can guard like beams and stuff, things we wouldn't otherwise normally be able to guard. This also gives us flinch free +2. And then in the Rakna Coil X, this is the waist. This gives us our last point into spread up. This again is because we're doing a shrapnel and spread shot build. This also gives us another point into spare shot, and it maxes up our tune up. Tune up gives us bonuses to our shield and or power barrel, whichever we so choose to put on here. Then lastly we have the Ingot Greaves X. This gives the attack boost and the critical eye. And as you can see, I have a recoil down jewel. This is just so when we do shoot, if we shoot high recoil stuff, our recoil isn't as bad. For the Pedalace, we have the Underworld Pedalace. I just like this one the most because it gives you bonuses to your health and stamina. And for the talisman, we have my Polar Night Talisman, which gives me max Wirebug Whisper. This is primarily because I like to use the the counter move for the heavy bowgun, because it gives you a little bit of added safety just to help you survive a little bit longer. In the Golem Cannon Plus, we have 2 Tenderizer Jewels. You probably don't need the second one, but this just makes it so when we hit weak spots, we crit, which is always nice for ranged weapons because you are heavily incentivized to hit weak spots anyways. And then I have 1 point into defense. We don't really need the defense jewel, but I just put it in there because I like to be a little bit on the defensive side. It is mostly a comfort pick. You can swap it out for whatever you want. And then lastly, for the Rampage slot, I have Chameleos, Soul. This is because, as I said before, we're doing a spread and shrapnel build. Each shot counts towards the effect proccing, which is very nice, so hopefully you'll get a lot of procs in. In the Rakna Helm, I have another thing in Tenderizer, and another slot filled with Defense Jewel. As I said in the Golem Cannon, the Defense Jewel can be swapped out for something else if you so choose. I just put it in here because I like the extra defense. And with Tenderizer maxed, when we hit weak spots, we do as much damage as we possibly can. For the Rakna Male, this is the chest piece. I have a Fate Jewel and a Defense Jewel. The Fate Jewel is just to get a little bit of better drops when I capture and or hunt a monster to completion. You could swap this out for whatever you want. I just like having this because I'm a greedy person. And then I have another Defense Jewel. For the Squire's Braces, I have a point into Iron Wall and a point into Absorber. The Iron Wall is so when we do block with the shield on the Golem Cannon, it's a little bit better. And then the Absorber Jewel is for recoil. And our recoil gets to +2, and our guard is only at 1, but you don't really need too much guard if you're using the counter move. And then for the Rachna Kadaki Coil X, which is the waist, I have a point into Magazine and a point into Expert. Obviously, crit chance is always nice if you can slot it. So, and as we are hitting weak spots as much as possible with the heavy bowgun, this just makes it so we crit a little bit more often. And then the Magazine Jewel is for mostly just so we have extra shots, correct? Oh, it improves reloading. Okay, well, that just makes it so we reload a little bit faster, which is for the bowguns is really nice. So that's more of a comfort pick than anything else. And then in the last part, the Ingot Greaves X, which you should be getting pretty early on into the game. I have a point of Absorber, so our recoil down is at +2, and then this last slot, I kind of just change it between something like Spirit Bird Collar, Quick Reload, not Quick Reload, sometimes I put in Bomber, sometimes I put in another defense jewel, which I'll probably do. Oh, no, I am maxed out on defense. Maybe if you're the front line for your comp, like for your group, you could put in a diversion jewel if you really wanted to. Since you have a shield, you're relatively tanky. You could also put in a elemental resist if you so choose to. And then in the talisman that I have, I also don't have it filled. I'd probably use these for the elemental resistances of the monster. So if I'm fighting something like a Rathalos, I'd have +2 into fire resistance, maybe an antidote jewel. I find the poison a little bit more troublesome than the fire damage because you can eat for fire resistance a little bit if you really want to. Plus, as a ranged weapon, you have increased elemental resistances. And that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said before, all this stuff you can get pretty early on, except for the Rachna Kadaki stuff. That's towards the end of Master Rank or G Rank. Anyways, I hope that this build serves you well. It's a pretty easy to use set, as it's spread and shrapnel. You just get in the monster's face and you unload your shotgun blasts as much as you can. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.